Like, it can be awkward, but man, you feel real good when somebody reads it on that stage read. Thank you. Okay, so if you hate blueberries or you're allergic to them, Matt, I need you to think of a different fruit right now. Picture it in your mind, however it shows up in your mind is great, because every time I say blueberry, you're gonna think of that fruit, yeah? Or it's gonna be a long 13 minutes. Cool. I have really enjoyed my time in this room today. Have you? Yeah. You all are impressive people. And you have been so kind to give all of us rounds of applause. I would like you to give each other a round of applause, but turn to each other while you do it. Not up here. Turn to each other and give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah, you deserve it too. Cool. It didn't take me very long this morning when I got in this room and I started to talk with some of you to realize that this is an unimpressive room and you are impressive people. Which means then my brain fed me, what the hell am I doing here? Anybody else? Or is that just me? And it's, okay, awesome. And thank you. Phew, this talk isn't just for me. Cool. But as we've noted a few times, we are all high achievers in this room. So I doubled down on that thought, and my brain also surfaced, who the hell are you to be talking at this event too? Our brains are really funny things, yeah? I've got a really love-hate relationship with my imposter monster. But I can't be the only one who understands what it means to look confident and feel wobbly as fuck on the inside. Yeah? Okay, thank God. And as I was thinking about that and that construct, I was thinking, gosh darn, it shows up in a lot of areas of my life. If you can see the screen here, Highwood Pass, Kananaskis, that picture on the left looks epic. I know it does. I also live with a professional photographer. You should see the photos that I have of myself. It's amazing. It's really hard to take a bad photo in Kananaskis until you're crying in the ditch on the right-hand side 2 hours later because you are literally wobbly and everything hurts. And so I had to think that I'm not the only one who understands this confident on the outside, wobbly on the inside. And so if you're with me, if you felt that, I'm here to tell you that you and I are missing a key ingredient. Blueberries. That's the part I was the most nervous about for today. So it worked. I also picked a basketball player to throw it to me. So, what is it? Proximity is power? Blueberries. Now, why do I say blueberries? I heard about a leader once who at the start of every team meeting asked his team, how did you find the blueberries this week? Now, as he explained it, it started to make sense. If we were hunters and gatherers, and our success depended on you going and finding blueberries and bringing them back, when you found them, or it's Saskatoon Bears if you're here, when you found them and brought them back, we wouldn't ask you what went wrong. We would ask you what you did right, so that we can repeat it on purpose and scale it. And I was like, this guy's onto something. He also said that he doesn't ask that question to make everybody feel great about themselves. Probably doesn't hurt. He did it to crystallize what great looks like. I was like, okay, yeah, he's onto something. So, if I were to now walk around, I wish I had a handheld mic. If I was to pass around a mic and I were to walk around and I were to ask you what your great looks like, everybody who just bought a VIP ticket's getting real nervous up here. Let me tell you what you would tell me, because I ask a version of this question about 500 times now in the last year or two. And inevitably what I get is people will tell me about their blueberry pie. They will tell me about their outputs, successes, revenues, teams, product launches, expansions, speaking opportunities. You will be able to describe with some clarity what great looks like from an output perspective. What people struggle with, myself included, is to get really clear on the input that you brought. Your blueberry that you add to your business, because it is incredibly unique and we aren't clear on it at all. There are 16 people that stood in front of you today, all speaking and sharing a message, all doing a damn good job, but we're all different. I'd be curious to know if each of 16 of us could describe what it is that we brought to our speaking engagement today. We're all doing the same thing, but we're all different people. So, if you aren't all that clear on what blueberry you bring to life in your business, you are baking like that guy. Anybody remember who this is? Who is it? Swedish chef, yeah? Anybody's in their head hearing a noise right now? Yeah, what was it? Bork, 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 bork. Although I was like, okay, let me check out that this also could be 6, 7. So y'all are my generation. This is bork, 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 right? As he was throwing ingredients in the air, baking with chaos. Like, absolutely, there's no way this guy knows what he's baking. There's no way he can repeat what he puts in the oven if it turns out really great. And so when we don't understand the input that we are bringing to our business, we are baking like the Swedish chef. And it gets really hard to do your best work on purpose. There's also 2 other reasons as I have been asking people a version of this question that gets in the way of being really clear about what this is about you. We are outsourcing the wrong thing, and we have a funny fear about a 3-letter word. Now, we've talked about outsourcing today. We've talked about, we have vendors in the room and downstairs, that are great at outsourcing. I outsourced the shit out of this slide deck, and it's beautiful. For the very first time, I didn't do my own slide deck. But if you are waiting until you see a golden brown, beautifully steaming, bubbly on all the right sides pie come out of the oven to believe in your blueberries, you are outsourcing confidence to outputs. How often do we wait to see it and then we go, oh, thank God. Okay, yeah, I can trust myself. Oh, I'm so glad that went well. Oh, yeah, you know what? I might have a little bit of expertise in that. If you aren't willing to believe in the ingredients that you added into your business until you see the outputs, that's a dangerous game. And it doesn't help that wobbly inner feeling when we're tying that confidence to what's coming out of the oven. Yeah? I'm seeing some nodding heads. I'm not the only one that does this. Okay, cool, good. But what happens when you pull that out of the oven? Oh, come on. I am a crap baker. That has definitely come out of the oven a few times for me. But ice cream. That's what I heard. You covered up with ice cream. What happens when you open the oven expecting it to have been beautiful and it looks like this? Or perhaps even more risky, if I were to come up to you and ask you to tell me 10 different ways your business could fail, I bet you all of you could list them really quickly because you have rehearsed tragedy. Kat's like, I could give you 20. Forget 10. You have rehearsed tragedy because you're afraid of a 3-letter emotion. What is it? Who went downstairs? There's a table. Joy. Yeah. Brene Brown talks about our fear of joy. Joy is one of the most vulnerable and exposing emotions that we can fear. So rather than being joyful and celebrating and believing the inputs before you've even seen the output, we dress rehearse all the ways that it might come out looking like that. And we know how manifestation works, right? You dress rehearse it, you're going to see it. But we also know, because we talked about it today, you're going to inevitably have pies that come out this way. And there are so many ingredients in that pie that you can't control over, that if you are also outsourcing your confidence to the outputs, now you believe that what you input now is worth that. How can we separate and celebrate and find really clear ways to understand and get crystal clear on our blueberries, because that's gonna happen. So how do we? If we are socialized to celebrate our outputs, those are the acceptable things for us to say, hey, look, I did a good job. How do we go from that to getting really, really clear on our own blueberries? I want to offer a reflection practice that I know works. I use it with leaders, with teams, with MBA students. Every time somebody meets with me, they have to do something called a 3-2-1, and here's my blueberry version of a 3-2-1. What if by the end of today, if you're a high achiever, maybe by the end of the weekend, what if you sat down and you named 3 blueberries that you bring to your business as clearly as possible and not at all tied to an outcome? Not only that, what if you did that every single week? Can you imagine the list of blueberries that you would have? So if you name 3 blueberries that you bring to your business this week, then list 2 ways that those blueberries bring you unique value. We're always looking for what differentiates us. So get clear on what you're bringing and then figure out how does that make you stand out, right? Each and every speaker up here stands out in a different way. Are you clear on how? And then because we all love a good action plan, what about one action you're doing to grow your blueberry in the coming week? 3, 2, 1. Here's mine. Here's what it looks like. I always bring a twist with everything I do. I am standing up here in a room full of smart business people holding a stuffed blueberry with blueberries on my shirt. And if you see me later, I've got a question on the back of my shirt that has to do with blueberries. And if you ate chocolate-covered blueberries, those were from me today. I bring a twist. I also bring vulnerability. My second slide had me crying in a ditch in the middle of a bike ride. That was a vulnerable moment. I also am someone who will always choose courage over comfort. Hello, wobbly me on a stage. What does that do? What unique value does that bring me? I have been told that I am inspirationally relatable. You can understand that I'm human, but I also bring a bit of inspiration. And I had a girlfriend tell me once, after a conversation with me, that she's never had her ass so kindly kicked before. So I bring a little bit of kick-ass energy, kindly kick-ass energy. And my growing edge, how I'm growing this thing, you are looking at it today. This is my blueberry growth opportunity for me this week. Yeah. So stop being the Swedish chef. No more borka, 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 borka. Yeah? You deserve to get crystal clear on the blueberries that you bring to yourself and to your business. There's a poet that I really like. His name is In Q. And he has a line in one of his poems that goes like this. There will always be someone younger, smarter, richer, hotter, cooler, kinder, wiser, stronger. But there will never be another you. So you deserve to get clear on what you bring to yourself, to your business, so that you can repeat your best work on purpose and weather the inevitable burnt pies. So come find me today. Tell me about your blueberries. And if you have no idea what blueberry that you are bringing, that's also cool. Don't avoid me. Still come find me. I would love to ask you a question or two that helps you surface the blueberries that you bring to your business. So happy blueberry hunting.